my system is in quite a busy state, but I wanted to, before I forgot, or forget once again, to mention something I want to mention. Hopefully my voice is getting through. Confidently, I went back to good old system restore thing, right? In control panel, expecting to find all my restore points still there. If you recall, that's in system here. Okay. Now, one of the problems I have, if you haven't noticed, is that I get lost and I tend to go around in circles with these things. But now I've discovered at least one reason why I go in circles. And I had to take screenshots to verify it. Okay, do you remember how to get to the system restore thing? If you do, raise your hand. You probably got your hand up if you watched the video wherein I went and verified that all my restore points were still there. If not, then maybe you don't know. Maybe you think that I should click here. Or maybe you think I should click here, or here, or here. So, if it were one of these things, in fact it is one of these things, then in order to remember where it is, you have to remember which one of these things it is, right? So, that just sort of taxes your memory that you have to remember, which of these four things to select, right? When it turns out that all of these things are the same. Oh dear, I'm not getting my... You may not be hearing me, or it's out of sync or something. So however synchronized it is, maybe I can adjust that later. Virtual dub. But I don't need to go in there anyway. I took screenshots. Oops. To verify the thing that I was seeing and couldn't believe I was seeing. Now the name of this image is called System Protection. Where'd that thing go again? Get rid of this. Is that here? Okay. System Protection. And this one is called Advanced System Settings. So this is the result of pressing the Advanced System Settings option here. That's this one. And this image shows the result after pressing System Protection. Okay? I'll just let you have another look at the two side by side. My nose is itchy. So, if you haven't guessed yet, this dialogue is exactly the same dialogue as this dialogue. Only what this dialogue does for you is it selects the System Protection tab, whereas, I didn't have to select that myself. Whereas this one has Advanced automatically selected. So going back here, these correspond to the tabs on the dialogue, and depending on which one you click, a different tab will be selected. Okay, so you've got 4 buttons that you may have thought you had to remember which of the 4 to click, but in actual fact, they're all the same, exactly the same. And that's why I end up going around in circles. because I'm filling my brain up with useless information. I just, well, first, it never would have, in a million years, would have occurred to me that somebody would make such a stupid menu, right? This thing has its 4 tabs already. I don't need 4 buttons. Sorry. It doesn't. It has 5 tabs. Sorry. It's got hardware, advanced system protection, and remote, and computer name. There's no computer name thing in here, I guess. But they're all. Oh, sorry. No, that's right. Okay, now this here device manager. Okay. That is obtained by clicking this. Remote settings. I'm going to just take a wild guess, and that if I click on remote, I think it's going to bring up this tab. Let's see if I'm right. Wow, how about that? Well, that sure saved me a lot of time. And that gets me back to, well, this thing. Oh, I have to pause to pull in the core. Now this thing has a bunch of settings, and I can never remember where anything is. Because I've memorized too many of these things by now that I can't fit any more of these things in my brain. Like, for instance, this here, the purpose of this button here is to take you into this box. Okay, watch. Change my scan schedule. Now it's put me here to scan schedule. So this here has a link that takes you to this tab. You see what I'm saying? So somebody might have thought it would be, oh, this is where you go for the scan schedule. And just added a new piece of information that is of no use, because the scan schedule is in this is under this heading, right, under settings. And you would have known that if you've ever gone in here. You would have clicked these 4 tabs. Question is, are there any other useless links? Now, what is this? It's not active. Well, I don't know about that. What I want to find out is, first, I'll go to the system restore. Oh, this is the only one that doesn't take you directly there. So any one of these is good for the system restore. You see, I actually took a picture of this one too. It's pretty fast. The picture I took is for documentation. I'm going to check and try to figure out why this is occurring. Okay, now I just made another one. Where is my previous one? That one didn't go away. But everything below this went away, even though I've got the scheduled system restore thing. I presume it's still turned off. It may have gotten turned on again. Well, then, finding this out, I went to find out. You realize I have Windows Update turned off, but still I went to Windows Update, because I know that I'm certainly getting updates for my virus definitions, right? And I want to see if I'm getting anything else. View update history. Oh, look, you see that? Two of them. You know, like, never mind. I'm gonna have to build my own shell, or my own operating system. Okay, these are occurring 24, 23, 22, 21, 19, 18. 17th is missing, but I think I was asleep all day. 17th. 16, 15, 14, 13. So every single day, uh, these occur, right? Now, the now what is this? I didn't see that one before. Windows modules installer. What is the date there? 20th. But there's nothing in here. What module did I install? What's today's? The 20th is a Thursday. Can't tell. That's a week ago. Not even a week ago. I must have installed something. Did I install something? I think I did. I have this stupid habit of occasionally installing something. Alright, so according to this anyway, I don't really know what this says. There was an install, but it's not recorded as an update, so it must have been an install. So as far as updates go, all I'm getting are Windows Defender and Security Essentials every day. And I lost it already. I shouldn't have closed that. Oops, let me get it back. I just want to emphasize that these updates, okay, there are two here listed on the same day. I don't have a whole bunch to compare. Maybe that's why they do that. But they're listed as critical updates. So every single day I get a critical update, right? And so therefore, even though it's the scheduled system restore thing is off, I'm getting a critical update once or twice a day, and that causes there to be a restore point to be made. So I'm back to the same situation, it's just a little bit less frequently. So I might be previously, perhaps I was getting, it was creating 10 restore points a day. Now it's only creating 2 or 3, right? I would prefer that it creates a restore point maybe once a week. So I'm trying to figure out how to get this thing to not check for updates. Now this is a once a week thing, right? It checks for definitions before running scheduled scan. Scheduled scan on Sunday. That's once a week, right? But it's also checking for updates once or twice a day. So what's the use of this checkbox? Here's another thing that I'm remembering for no good reason, right? I think they'd be up to date by the time Sunday rolls around. Start only when will. And there's nothing else in here. One of the things I did that speeds my system up tremendously is to add directories to this exclude thing. One of the reasons why, I know I'm certain of it now, because it's running a lot faster. Like my little notepad thing that I made, starts up really slowly, and that's because it's not exempt from the scan. It's not a system component, and so therefore it's potentially a dangerous program, and so it must be scanned every time it's run, right? Well, I use Notepad a lot, so I've excluded that. And all of my programs that I know are not malware. Also, I threw in MS-DEV and the recorder, or my temp directory, which is a very busy directory. The other day I was running an encoding, two encodings, and I didn't see the drive light turn on, where it's usually, but if I'm running two encodings, I can barely move the mouse around. So I don't know. I really don't know. I should uninstall this thing. I can't buy. The problem for me is I don't have a credit card, and I can't buy something on the internet. I've got money, but I can't spend it. You'd think somebody would be out there trying to solve this problem, create lucrative business, find a way for people to send money to them. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not allowed to buy anything. I'm only allowed to steal. Anyway, I don't know what else to say about this. Anyway, I might not upload this just yet. There are a few more things I want to complain about. Maybe I should send the video directly to Microsoft headquarters. I'll cut this here. Oh yeah, there was another thing I wanted to just mention, kind of quickly, I guess. So, this thing that happens to me all the time, and only to me, because I changed the permissions on this particular temp directory where I spend almost all my time. But in order to protect myself against accidental either deleting or moving of files because of the buggy Explorer interface. And the problem that happens is if I say, save as for something, and if I want to make a new directory, it doesn't have to be in here, it could be in Explorer. But I'll do it in here because I want to show you. Anyway, there's a problem. Suppose I want to put this in a new directory, right? Now there's a thing that creates a new folder. Right? Now, it looks like a new folder. In fact, a new folder has been created. And I think if I press enter, it'll be okay. But if let me try it. That seemed fine. Right? No request for authorization. But if I back, if I say new, no double click, sorry. If I say new folder and I give it a new name, right, boom. Now I have to answer a critical question. I need administrative permission to do this. Now, actually, I haven't really tested. Why is it not completing? It's supposed to give me two prompts. One, I say yes, and then it says, oh, okay, it's just slow. And then another prompt, that one that just went ahead, and either it's because I'm renaming a directory, right? or it deleted. I don't think it deleted it. I think if I just try to rename any directory, I'm going to get the prompt. Okay, an existing directory. Now that I don't understand why that would be, because the thing that I put on deny is, well, it's kind of the same as deleting a directory. Like, if I'm at the command prompt over temp with the same directory, I just made, I don't know, it was here, boo, right? Rename. Okay, so for some reason rename is equivalent to delete, but I don't know why. The permissions state. Everything was working so great before. Now, okay. Properties. It's this recorder. It's such a resource pig. Security. Right. Advanced. I'm not allowed to delete. But renaming something. I guess the the procedure for renaming, no, because if this thing had subdirectories, that would not. But maybe, in Unix said it's not rename, it's what's the command for it? Renaming something. It's a type of move command, right? Like, another way to rename a directory is to move it to another directory of a different name, right? And a move includes a delete within it. If I'm an administrator, this is really kind of not really what I wanted to get to, but I'm curious. I'm just curious. If I say move boo 1 to boo, right? That did what I wanted. It essentially just renamed it, right? But you can think of that renaming as the same as moving the contents from one place to another and then deleting the previous, right? So I guess that's why rename is the same as move. All right. So now I don't know what's happening, if my voice is getting recorded, but I have a trick for this. If I use the Explorer interface to make a new folder, then I'm going to get this problem, right? Because if you had a keen eye and were paying attention, you would have seen what happened. I said save as, right? Now in here, I said I want to create a new folder. Now if you watch on the side here, you're going to see these things are going to move almost as soon as I press this. You see? That motion means it created the folder. It created a folder already, right? Before I've decided what its name is going to be. And obviously that folder is called new folder, right? Right now, because it won't complain if I accept this as the name. If I say this, no administrative action required. But I have another solution to this. It doesn't matter where I am in the directory tree. It could be anywhere. I could go to movies. That's where I just converted a movie to an AVI. Great movie if you've never seen it. Andromeda Strain. Suppose I would like to make a new directory in here. There's one file. Well, what I would do here is this. I know what name I want. Hello. So now I can do this without any administrative prompt, right? Because of the fact that I've got this thing here, right? Well, this thing here could be a Windows program, right? Instead of the command prompt, I could use. I put this thing here on the menu myself, not realizing I didn't need to anyway. By fiddling around in the registry, what I could do is I could make something like this thing. Hang on, project. It brings up a. Let's find a project. C++ project. I can't get to my favorites here. Contest. This little program brings up a dialog, right? It hasn't created any directories or anything yet. So what I should do is make a program and not put it in the send to, because that's an extra click. I typically end up missing those. Put it right where that command here is, or just below it, and that I can make that say a new folder. And then I type in the name of the folder I want. And then when I press OK, it'll create that folder, and I won't get an administrative prompt. That's just another thing that I thought you might find interesting. You might also find it interesting that I was able to convert this quite quickly. Now that this thing doesn't scan the temp directory, and it came out perfect once again using any video converter. I already put it in the movies folder. I'll delete that MKV file, and I'll probably. I think I'll probably. This one's also protected. Once I lost all my movies, and of course most of them were junk. I want to see if I can. This is huge the way it is because it's well, it might be the similar size. I'd like a similar size thing, meaning same quality with a smaller frame, so that will make it be able to run more smoothly on a weak system like mine. Although it doesn't really. This is an insanely high bit rate. And it's mostly due to the frame size. You could reduce this bit rate down to about 1.5, maybe 2 kilobits per second. Shrink the frame size and you should get exactly the same quality, provided, well, I'll have to try experiments. If you can figure out how those other people, or what the XVID codec prefers. I know that it has this. I think if you choose multiples of 16, then not only will it convert faster, but you'll get a better quality conversion and better stretching. Because all these things have these tiny. Well, actually, no. This is 720. Oh no, that's width. Height is 352. It's small, and it's very high quality. There's an encoding running at the moment. which is why it should have come out by now. It's hard to tell. Maybe some kind of scene. Oh no, I don't know, not this movie. I was thinking Fargo, I have, which is one of my favorites. I think it's this one. 4067. These are, yeah. So whoever made this used Auto Guardian, not, I think, or just chose the default. All of the most of the DVDs anyway have a frame width of 720, and then it's it's always 720 by 540, 4/3 aspect, and then it's letterbox, right? So the internal heights tend to be quite small. Like if it's suppose it's like a wide, the word I couldn't think of the other day, I can't think of it again. Panavision, is that it? Panamax? Something that's Panamax. I can't click that one. Do I have anything that might be Panamax? Not that. Not porn. There's really not much in that direction, trust me. Nothing to write home about. This is a good movie. This is a modern movie. I don't know if modern movies are all the same. You see, that's I think 2.35 to 1 or something. .4, yeah, okay. That I think is the standard Panavision or Panamax movie theater, very wide screen, and so originally the container for this would have been 720, and it has to work out to this aspect. So if you have 720 and divided by 2.40, so that means that the height in the DVDs that you buy at the store, in its internal data buffer or whatever, where it stores the movie, compressed. DVDs are compressed, just like AVI files and whatnot are compressed, and they use the same kind of stretching that your computer uses. That's not contrary to what I said before. Remember, the DVD player feeds data to the television set, right? And then it does the scaling, and then it feeds just raw data to the TV screen. And as you can see, the DVDs are typically for a really high quality movie, the DVD will only maybe be 300p, right? But it doesn't matter because everything's in fractions of pixels, right? The height doesn't matter. None of these numbers matter except for YouTube, of course. So, but this is not really a high data rate. It doesn't need to be though. This has got pretty good quality. This thing is finished. My computer's been running great. Especially since I fixed that music problem. I mean, I was listening to music, and I guess I usually listen to something, right, in the background. You see, it's good quality. It's high quality. Uh, okay, this is take 4 or 5 of trying to patch in the ending that got destroyed. Shortly following what you just saw, the audio cracked up so badly that the rest was inaudible. All I was trying to say was that my sister, since I stopped playing those files that have some kind of conflict going on with them, the system's been running great, perfect, faster than it's ever run. So I don't know what to do about it. I don't want to write an MP3 player, and I don't want to be doing what I'm doing now, which is I've only found a bad, lame program, which apparently I recently installed. Well, this is maybe for something else. I look at I have a thing. See, man, I've looked and looked and looked through this, the help for the lame program, and it tells you about various ways you can set the header. But all I want to do is get rid of it, and I know that my program won't work because it's not parsing it correctly. I think this thing can probably parse it correctly. One of the things too about that file, or those files, maybe that's what the problem is with them. It looked like it was a mixture of Unicode and I haven't fixed these ones yet. I don't think Unicode and multi-byte. This FFFB. That's a familiar number. Can't remember what it means. That doesn't look anything like those other ones. Let's see what's at the end. Okay, now what this is, I actually know what this is. This is a completely blank ID3-1 tag, which is exactly this size, 80 something, 70 something. No, I think it includes those 3 F's actually. 8, yeah. It's 128 bytes long, and I think if the first byte is -1, then it's invalid. So there's no ID3B1 tag, and if you scan backwards, you might find 3DI. No, it would have to be capitals. This has no tag at all. Oh, this has got to, I must have fixed that one. let me check which are the ones that are broken. Okay, this has got those weird tags. Maybe I can drop this in. It won't allow me to drop a program in, but this might work. Okay, good. Now to me this looks like a perfectly fine thing. No, you see, it's got a byte order marker, because sometimes these things don't have a byte order marker, and you have to kind of guess. This should be fine, and my thing should be able to parse these. Well, I haven't tried that one. That can't be right, right? It says there's one frame, which there isn't, and it doesn't list anything to do with I'm not parsing the layout correctly. Even if it's one frame, it would be included in my picture here, if I was parsing it correctly. This here is what they call a sync byte, or a sync sequence, an audio sync sequence, FFE. That's 11 ones in a row. Means that this is the beginning of an audio stream. Okay, so the header really is only from here to here. Now, but this says JPEG. Oh, it may not be that. Okay, it's not the beginning of it. This is still within the tag. This is probably a picture. Just data. And that's just a coincidence that this happens. That this happens here. That's why they have this thing called unsyncing, for old readers that don't know that were made before this ID3 format was invented. What you have to do is, if you want your audio file that has a picture in it to still play on an old player, is you got to get rid of anything that an old player might consider to be an audio sync preamble, I guess is the correct word. And this is an example of one. An old player, not knowing anything about this, would see this as 11 ones in a row and consider this to be the beginning of the audio stream, which it's not. So what you do is you go through, and there's an algorithm to replace these things. This becomes FF00, and then the next byte, I think, is just the E0, something like that. It's a very simple algorithm, and that eliminates any chance for an old thing to find 11 ones in a row, right? So, and you do that throughout the entire tag, and so that means that the tag data for a program that does understand ID3 tags, it has to convert it back to what it originally was if you want to see the picture and so on. But I'm handling those scenarios. I've tested it, and it works fine. Here's the end, and here's the filler, and we should see here. That's 11 ones in a row. Okay, that's 8, and there's more than 11, but there's at least 11. So this is the beginning of the audio stream, and I don't see how this could have any. Maybe this one doesn't cause a problem. Maybe it's only certain ones that cause the problem. To me, this looks fine. Oh no, but I couldn't decode it. Why? Why am I not seeing that? The thing, like the image header and everything. So anyway, that's my problem. Oh. Well, I guess I got that off my chest and go on to something more upbeat, so to speak. See you.